Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. We have 3 house guests of the day. We have Amia, we have Nancy in Denver, and we have Kevin Knitbull. So, Amia wants to know, what do I want to see next season? I'm thinking, I've been saying this for a few seasons now, I would love to see a back to basics season. That would be the best, and possibly All-Stars. I wouldn't mind All-Stars. I just don't want to see a mixture of new house guests and returning players. I want it either all one or all the other. So, yeah. And Nancy, thank you so much for your kind message, and thank you for watching. So, it's Last Chance Romance, aka time for some last minute campaigning. This is it. So Donnie was campaigning to Frankie. He was like, do I have your vote? Frankie's like, well, I have to vote with the house. You don't, but okay, continue. He's like, I'll try, I'll see what I can do. If you can get 1 more vote, then I'll definitely vote to keep you. Because there are only 5 votes this week, so Donnie needs 3. So if he had Frankie and Derek, he would just need 1 more. So Frankie's like, you know what, I think your best bet to get that vote would be Caleb. So go for that. So Frankie fills Derek in on his conversation with Donnie because you have to check in with Derek or you're going to be clipped. So Derek is like, well, I don't think Caleb is going to flip like that. I don't think he's going to vote to keep Donnie. So he's like, Frankie, you really did try to keep Donnie this week. It's not like you're lying. So to me, that was just Derek being like, it's done. Shut up. Leave me alone. So Frankie lets Caleb know Donnie will be coming to you to campaign. I sent him your way. So he called ahead. And Frankie is like, Donnie has this weird way of making me feel really bad. And Caleb is like, well, I feel bad that Donnie is going to be leaving before Victoria when he has fought so hard to stay in this game. But at the end of the day, it's what's best for the alliance. So guys, I think you feel bad because you treated Donnie so poorly the whole time and lied to him so many times when he was nothing but nice to you. So let's get a quick update on the Team America mission. We got to see it on the show last night. But Team America is going to find out tonight during the live show if they passed or not. So Frankie got this information in the diary room. He was sharing it with Derek and Donnie. So here's what's going to happen. Julie is going to ask either Frankie, Derek, or Donnie what type of food that they would request from America if they were have-nots again. So whoever gets asked has to answer apple pie. And if Julie says, oh, your request has been granted, that means that yes, they did pass, they get $5,000 each. If Julie says, your request has been denied, F you, that means that they did not pass and they do not get the money. Should be interesting. We'll come back to that. So Donnie was then campaigning to Derek. He brought up Team America. He was like, you know, if I stay around, we have the chance to complete a lot more missions. And Derek was like, yeah, I know. I totally agree. I'd love for you to stay, but Frankie's the one that's holding up the works on keeping you. Really? I'm no Frankie fan, but I gotta admit, he really is working hard to keep Donnie this week. I can't really pinpoint exactly what his motives are. I think there's a couple things working for that. But Frankie has definitely been campaigning for Donnie to stay, so that is a straight up lie. But Donnie's like, yeah, I know. I understand that it's just a game. It's all good, but I'd love to stay. So Derek was talking to Caleb, and they're like, what do we do? So Caleb comes up with this thing. He's like, oh, it's like principle versus game today. This week. We want to get out Donnie on principle, but maybe we should think more about game and get rid of Nicole. Whatever that means, I'm not even going to try to think about it. So Caleb now would like to keep Donnie. He has flipped. He wants Donnie to stay. So his theory is that the mental competitions are all over and it's going to be physical from here on out. And he thinks that he's going to have a better shot against Donnie in these physical competitions. So Caleb goes to talk to Frankie again. He's like, maybe we should get rid of Nicole this week. So Frankie's like, yes, but if we do that, Cody's gonna be really pissed. So Caleb's like, all right, well, we all need to get together, talk to Cody, and talk some sense into him. So Caleb and Frankie go up to the HOH room to try to convince Cody that they should keep Donnie this week. You know what? I mean, technically, it's not like Cody has a vote this week, but they want to get his blessing. Because they don't want to mess with the alliance at this point in the game. I get what you're saying, but how much longer is the alliance going to stick together anyway? Because they're going to have to start taking each other out soon. And even if they did go against Cody's wishes, I'm pretty sure Cody would just go right back to them anyway. But Caleb is kind of giving Cody the same argument about the whole physical competitions thing. He's like, yeah, we'll be able to beat Donnie. He's also scared that Nicole could win these competitions and then put up two guys against each other. He doesn't want that. So Cody is like, well, if Nicole did win, she would probably just put up Christine, and that's not a big deal. Bye, Christine. Oh, snap. So, ouch. He's also saying how Nicole would be more willing to work with them than Donnie. So, he's not really budging. Frankie is like, I don't know that Nicole would work with us because she's been bonding a lot with Victoria and Christine since she's been back. I do have to say she has been bonding a lot with Victoria. Not as much with Christine, but I don't see Victoria going against Derek. But anyway, Frankie reiterates, Donnie has no one right now. He's just on his own, so they can just scoop him up. So Derek walks in, joins the conversation. He's really not helping. He's non-committal. He says that he's torn. Cody is still not budging. So then Caleb is like, fine. Well, I'll just go with the group, whatever. So Derek's like, all right, it's done then, bye. So he leaves. And then the discussion continues. So they keep going over the same stuff over and over. That's your knee. They keep going over the same stuff over and over and over again. So then Caleb's like, you know what? I could beat Nicole in an endurance competition. I'm not worried about it. And if they can't beat her, they'll just threaten her. Duh! So he's like, yeah, we'll just tell her, don't put the guys up, or else. Caleb's solution to everything is to threaten them. Or kill a hog with a stick. I can't root for Caleb because of that. So Caleb tells Frankie, no, I skipped a line. Christine goes up to the HOH room, conversation over. So Caleb is talking to Frankie on his own again, and he's like, don't worry, Frankie, we're going to get rid of Donnie this week as planned, and then we will definitely win the HOH competition. Nicole's walking out the door next week. So Frankie's like, oh, Caleb, you're so smart. You've convinced me. Yeah, we'll see. So last night, Nicole was talking up a storm to herself. For real. She was like, Nicole, you need to man up, you need to get serious, and this is your second chance, so you don't blow it, you really need to utilize it. So she was also telling herself how it's great that she's laying low right now. She needs to keep appearing weak, and I think that's a good strategy. And then at the HOH competition, she's going to bust out, and she's been acting like her head isn't really in the game, and it's quite convincing. People are believing it. But she said, my head is more in the game than it's ever been. So she's ready to play. She also said how she can't stand anyone in this freaking house except for Victoria. And I'm hoping she was looking ahead to next week as if Donnie wasn't there, because I'm pretty sure she likes Donnie. So Caleb was talking to Donnie and telling him all about all of the campaigning that's been going on lately. So he's like, yeah, me, Frankie, and Derek all kind of want you to stay, but Cody wants you to go this week because he thinks that you would nominate him if you won HOH. So Caleb was kind of throwing Cody under the bus there. So remember how I said that they don't really use the Beehive Room anymore? Beehive Room is back. So Derek, Frankie, and Caleb were all talking in there, talking about the same stuff. Are we going to keep Nicole or Donnie this week? So Frankie and Derek were walking around platform to platform all around the room in a circle, And Frankie was saying like, oh, if Nicole wins HOH this week, I'm gonna blame you guys. And just as he was saying that, he missteps and busts his freaking A. Yeah, he ate it in the beehive room. He didn't get hurt, so it was funny. But if he did get hurt, I would feel really bad. But it was a funny moment. So last night, let's talk about Team America again. Derek and Frankie were talking to the cameras, begging for votes for this challenge. So they're like, you know what? They know for sure, if they don't get the money for this task, that means that America is pissed that they didn't try to save Donnie as the task. So I think they're right about that. But they were literally on their knees, begging, hands in prayer position. They were begging for these votes. So then Derek is like, hey, all of you Ariana's fans, come vote for us, get on there, get the votes in there. So Frankie's like, what about my fans? Tell my fans to vote. So I wish Julie would just be like straight up, by a vote of like 10 million to Frankie's 10 fans, you fail. That would kind of be hilarious, but it's not gonna happen. So Frankie is like, he ups the ante. He wants these votes. So he's like, you guys, if you vote for me, send me a screenshot of your vote and then tweet it to me, and I'll follow you on Twitter when we get out of the house. Great! You can be one of Frankie's like 10,000s of people that he follows. What an honor. So Cody was talking to Christine and he was filling her in on all the stuff about Frankie wanting to keep Donnie this week, and she's just like, it disgusts me. You know how Christine is. That pisses me off. Those are her lines. So Christine is like, Frankie gets what he wants every week and it's not fair. So Cody's like, well, he's not gonna get what he wants this week. I'm sorry, but they have no right to complain about that. When they let him get what he wants every week, they let him get it. So, like, no. So then, they were also talking about how they're both so frustrated that Victoria is making it so far in the game. And, again, that's your doing. You've had plenty of opportunities to get rid of her, but you didn't. So, that's that. Today is Eviction Day. It's Donnie or Nicole, if you haven't realized that yet. So Donnie was sitting in the living room this morning, just taking it all in, sitting in one of the nominations chairs where he always sits, and it was so sad. He had tears streaming down his face. Oh my gosh, I was just like gonna sit there and cry with him. It was so sad. You can tell he really, really appreciates everything that Big Brother has to offer, and it's just sad that he's gonna be potentially going out tonight. So today was probably like the busiest eviction day strategy-wise that they've had this season so far, because usually we've been able to tell the night before what's going to happen, but today there was a lot going on, so bear with me. Caleb and Frankie were still scheming this morning. They still want to try and keep Donnie. So Caleb's idea, his new idea, is to flip the votes without telling the girls, so that Donnie will stay this week and then he'll target the girls because they voted him out. So they talked to Donnie about it. He's like, yeah, I promise you, if I win HOH, I will put the girls up. So Caleb's like, all right, well, all the guys are working together to keep you, so we just have to talk to Cody, and we're working on it. So they're kind of getting Donnie's hopes up here. So Frankie talks to Cody in the storage room, and Cody's like, I am going to be pissed if you get rid of Nicole instead of Donnie this week. And then he's just like, oh, if that's what you guys want, then whatever. It was one of those things. He was just like, fine, which means he's not okay with it. So later, they were talking to Cody again, and Caleb was like, those three girls have been eating cereal together every day. They are working together. It's making me nervous. You know it's trouble when people start eating cereal together. So Cody then had a conversation with Donnie in the beehive room. That beehive room's getting a lot of action in the last 2 days. So Donnie is telling Cody how he was never his target. The stuff last week about him trying to keep Zach was all lies, which is a lie because he was trying to keep Zach, but he's got to do what he's got to do this week. So Caleb comes in the room, and they were talking about how Donnie was promising to nominate the girls if he wins HOH, so they shake on it. But then again, we've seen this before with Donnie and Cody. Cody makes these promises, and then he doesn't go through with them. So Derek walks in on Nicole and Cody talking, and Nicole's freaking out because she knows that Frankie is trying to flip the script right now, so she's freaking out. Derek comes in and squashes everything. He's like, Nicole, you're not leaving this week. I'm voting for you to stay. So then the whole thing, just the whole plan unravels. Cody goes to the guys. He's like, yeah, guys, so it turns out I'm not really comfortable keeping Donnie this week because Donnie won't look me in the eyes and blah, blah, blah. I don't trust him. So then Derek is trying to like talk sense into them. So he's telling them we can't have a divided vote this week. We have to stick together because you can never have a divided vote on this season. They don't do that. So yeah, it looks like that was all for naught. They got Donnie's hopes up, and he's still going to be going home. So one last little tidbit. Like I said, Nicole knows that Frankie has been scheming, and Frankie knows that his butt is out in the open right now. So he's trying to cover that butt just in case Nicole wins HOH. So he goes and talks to her. He's like, oh yeah, Donnie was just getting me really nervous that I was your target and blah, blah, blah. So Nicole plays along with it. She's like, yeah, if I win HOH, you're not my target. I don't think so. So that's the deal with that. And like I said, it looks like Donnie is going. I'm really upset about that because Donnie has been my favorite all along, if you couldn't tell. So it sucks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who do you want to win HOH tonight? I'm really hoping for a Nicole win. And, you know, this sucks. So, unless something crazy happens, it's gonna suck either way. But that's all I have. And that was a lot. So, until tomorrow. 3, 2, 1, edit.